Good evening, friends, family, and fans. I hope you're all doing well today. I'm Richard Lyons, and I'm coming back with another episode of the Lyons Den. We are here in the Lyons Den. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about the Oscars last night. There was a bunch of surprises that happened. I was really entertained by the show, actually. It was the first time I've really sat down and watched it fully in a long time. And at the end, there's just like a few things in the movie world, some news that I'm just going to rattle off and give my quick thoughts on. So let's get started here. We're starting off with the Oscars, and like I said, I thought it was really well put together show. I'm fine with the multiple host format. You know, different people coming up every time. It's cool to see all the people that are there instead of just one person the whole time. But I know some people still prefer the old strategy with the one host the whole time. But I thought it was fine. I know a lot of people didn't like Kristen Wiig and Maya Rudolph. I thought part of it was a little dumb and kind of dragging on, but they did that part about the production design, and I thought that was kind of funny. And they're funny in general, so I don't know. If you didn't like it, I get it. Completely get it. It was a little hard to watch at some points, but I thought it was fine. So I'm going to start with the biggest non-movie surprise, and that's they really pulled our leg there when they were showing all the famous songs and winners of Best Original Song. And then they had the 8 Mile scenes with Lose Yourself playing in the background. And right before the drop, they cut to a different scene, but it was actually a scene from a movie where the guy said, I don't know the exact words of the line, but he said and something about losing yourself. So obviously related to the song. And then the beat drops and you see the stage start rising. And what do you know? Eminem is there 17 years later after winning the Oscar and not being there to accept the Oscar. He didn't show up because he didn't think he had a chance to win, is what he said. Comes back 17 years later, gets to perform the song. The crowd looked pretty confused at first, but almost in a good way, like, holy shit, like Eminem just popped up. That's awesome. And, you saw a lot of people getting into it. And the performance was really good. I mean, the song's great, obviously. But yeah, that was really cool to see. And, after getting a little disappointed when they faked this out, cutting off the drop, and then they start playing it, and at first you're like, oh, nice, at least they did play it. But then you realize, like, Eminem's literally there. It was cool. I really liked that. Now, in terms of movies, I mean, Parasite, like, I cannot believe what happened with Parasite. We all knew it was going to win Best International Film, of course, because it was nominated for Best Picture. I mean, how is it not going to win Best International Film, but also be nominated for basically the biggest award of the night? And they won Best Original Screenplay. And then, to most people's shock, I mean, it's not a shock, really. It deserves it. Very much deserves to win Best Picture. But a lot of people sort of just assumed, given the way 1917 was shot and made and all the effort and technical aspects put into that, a lot of people really thought that 1917 was going to be the one, the story of the night, grabbing all these awards. A lot of people thought Best Director. A lot of people thought it would win Best Picture too. And I forgot, Bong Joon-ho won Best Director too. And he each time he went up, it was like he really didn't expect to be there, so he got progressively more drunk after he'd win an award, and he was probably like, yeah, I'm done. I've got my awards. I'm good. And every time he'd go back up, he was just more and more drunk. It was great, and he kept commenting on it, so it was hilarious. But yeah, I mean, Parasite comes out, and what was great was, so yesterday I had to bring my girlfriend. I got her tickets to this makeup class, this Instagram makeup artist she loves. I got her tickets to it. I drove her there. It was in New Jersey, and the class was around 4 hours, and I had to wait for her. So I had time to kill. So the movie theater near me was playing a bunch of movies, and including like Parasite, Jojo Rabbit, Ford v Ferrari. But I had to go to a movie around 12:30. Ford v Ferrari was the only one I hadn't seen yet, and that was playing at 3:30. So it was between Jojo Rabbit and Parasite. And Parasite started at 12:30 and is a little longer, and I wanted to kill more time. And Jojo Rabbit started at 12. So I really love Jojo Rabbit too, and I'm very happy that one adapted screenplay. But talking about Parasite, I got to watch it a second time yesterday, and that ended up being, I had it fresh in my mind, and I was really like, this movie could be the best movie of the year. And I saw 1917 3 times, and now that I've seen both multiple times, Parasite really, it honestly really deserved to win Best Picture. And then just look at this year of movies in general. Every single movie on that list is is stellar. 1917, Parasite, Jojo Rabbit. I haven't seen Ford v Ferrari. I've heard great things. I got to get around to it. Little Women. My sister raves about that movie. I haven't seen it. What else am I missing here? The Irishman. Then you got. There's one more that I've seen. Oh, Marriage Story. Adam Driver in that is unreal. I'm forgetting the rest of the nominees, but it really was just a really excellent year for movies. And Best Picture. I'm just gonna look it up just because I don't want to leave anything off. Sorry. Oh, I'm an idiot. Joker. Great movie. And Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And I didn't. That's the only two I forgot. I can't believe I forgot those two. But yeah. So just looking back on this year, and then plus all the movies that didn't even get nominated, it really was an excellent year for film and for film fans. If you don't have the AMC Movie Pass or the Regal Pass or some sort of movie pass, I mean, this was the year to have it, and this was the year to say, hey, maybe I should get it, because you go to the movies more, you'll save a lot of money, and you'll see all these excellent films. Obviously, some other highlights of the night for me personally. I was really happy Joaquin Phoenix got to win Best Actor. Seeing another actor win for playing the Joker, and he's a really nice guy. I know everyone has their comments about his speech and whatever. He may be a little awkward on the mic when he's up there, but he seems to be a genuine guy, talking from the heart. Whatever his opinions are, his. So that's fine, and I think he really deserved it. All the other nominees were great too, but happy to see Joaquin Phoenix get all this recognition, especially as a huge DC fan and a huge fan of the Joker character myself. It really, that was one of the highlights of the night for me. And yeah, I said before, Jojo Rabbit, that's really one of my favorite movies of the year, and that I didn't expect it to really do anything, but the one I thought it really could win was Adapted Screenplay, which it did end up winning, and that was really exciting for me. Because that movie I cannot say enough good things about. I don't remember if the people I saw it with loved it as much as I did, but it's, to me, the perfect blend of humor, drama, sad. It's so emotional, and it showed to me that you can take comedy seriously, if that makes sense, that you can make a funny movie with heartfelt moments has good cinematography and is overall just a great, well-made movie without it being some of this comedy that they put out today that is just like obviously trying to pander to like younger audiences and be with the times, and there's no like actual filmmaking heart put into it. It's just getting big names, putting them on a screen, and have them say funny lines. Like, no, what the hell? Oh my God, I'm sorry. This movie, the performances are great. The humor is natural. It's not forced. There's parts where you want to cry. There's parts where you hysterically laugh. There's parts that are hard to watch. I mean, it's really a great movie, and I'm happy it got at least nominated for Best Picture, and I'm happy that they won the screenplay award. But it really was a great overall show. Billie Eilish singing for the In Memoriam, I thought was fine. A lot of people were like, why'd they get Billie Eilish? I thought she did well. They showed Kobe in the beginning. That one definitely got to me. A little punch to the gut there, because, I just was sort of like not moving on from it. There's no moving on, but it was just like sort of not being in my head all the time, and then just seeing him in his suit holding the Oscar. It was just like, damn, But yeah, so overall, yeah, I really couldn't disagree with any of the winners. I mean, like I was just saying, all these movies this year were so excellent that you really can't argue with anyone winning. So happy for the composer of the Joker score. I'm not sure. I don't want to butcher her name, so I'm not going to pretend to try and pronounce it. She won. I was really happy for her. That was cool. I thought the score was great in that movie. And they're just all around, I think everyone got a little taste of success and deserved it. So good job. Good year for the Oscars. Hopefully next year is just as good. I'm not sure we'll have just as good of a run of movies that we had this year, but I'm hoping that we have something similar. Before I move on to the next stuff, other than the Oscars, one big snub. I thought The Lion King should have won for Best Visual Effects. Good for 1917, but I mean, The Lion King created an entire world and characters and animals, and was so realistic and never been done before. It was a much bigger achievement in visual effects than 1917 was. And 1917 is a masterpiece. I think in terms of technical filmmaking, it's a masterpiece. But I think for visual effects, I don't know how The Lion King didn't win. And I was also upset that Toy Story 4 won for Best Animated Movie, because I didn't think it was the best animated movie of the year. But, Disney, Toy Story, it's a powerhouse, so they usually get that nod. But there was one thing that I actually just heard, and I'm stealing this from the John Campea show. I watch his show. He's a big YouTuber. I think he's great. Some of my topics today are, I'm sure a lot of people are talking about the Oscars, but this topic I saw on his show today, so I want to give my thoughts on it. They're making for Disney Plus, a live action Lilo and Stitch. Not sure how I feel about it. I'm open to it. I would love to see how they design the live action Stitch, see the CGI on that, if it's any good. Lilo and Stitch is so underrated. I think it's one of the best old animated Disney movies ever. It's not like a musical where their characters are singing, but the music in it is great. Like all the Hawaiian songs, like Hele no Mi something Lilo. I don't know the full name, but that one's great. And Hawaiian Roller Coaster Ride. Great songs, great story. It's funny. I'm intrigued. We'll see what they do. I don't know if it's just going to be a straight up remake of the original movie, or if they're going to sort of just be in the same world that's already been set up by the other movies and the TV show. Maybe just a continuation of that and like a different storyline involving that. But I'm assuming they're going to do the first movie live action, which, hey, if they're going to do them, at least it's the good ones, if there's no stopping these remakes, so at least they're doing all the good ones. Yeah, so I thought that was pretty interesting. I hadn't heard anything about that. And the fact that it's on Disney Plus is what intrigues me, considering that a lot of the main characters are aliens. I wonder how they're going to go about that with the CGI. I know the Disney Plus productions have been pretty good. The Marvel shows look good from what we've seen, and The Mandalorian obviously looked great. So for a movie, I'm sure they have a decent budget for that, but we'll see. There's not many other topics I wanted to get into too much detail about today. One thing that was quite interesting that I didn't really want to go all in on about, because I've talked about it the last two shows. Birds of Prey has not been doing so hot at the box office. I think it only pulled in like 33 to 35 million opening weekend, which is not great. There's not really any competition coming up except maybe the Sonic movie, which seems to be a different demographic, given Birds of Prey is rated R, and I'm sure Sonic will be much more geared towards the child audience. But that's, not great. The budget wasn't too high. It was around 90-something million, but, it's got to make, usually they say like 2.5 times its budget to really turn a profit. I don't know if it'll get there. I hope it does, because it's a very unique original film, and Margot Robbie, I'm a big fan of her. She was a producer on it. She got this film made, so for her sake, I hope. It's not like anything bad's gonna happen to her. She's fine, but I'm just, for her career and her success, I want to see her succeed. So I'd hope something picks up. It has like maybe long legs or something that can carry it to a better box office over time, but we'll see. And one last thing that I had in my head. Oh, well, I just talked about it. The Sonic movie's coming out this week, so I'm going to go see that. After that whole redesign fiasco, I want to see if it helps the movie in any way. I don't know if it will. The humor does not look that great, except for the Jim Carrey stuff looks funny, but the movie doesn't look great. I'm going to go see it. I keep looking at the coming soon list, and I'm going to try and go to more movies that I wouldn't have normally went to see, but there's nothing like really. So there's some weekends where there's just like nothing out near me, and I'm just like, come on, I want to see something, but there's really nothing for me to go see, or it's at like the worst time of day where I can't possibly make it. But I don't know. Well, so I think I'm going to wrap it up here. This was episode 5 of the Lyons Den. If you made it this far, thank you so very much for tuning in. If you like my show, go check out our main show, the Memo Podcast. Please give us a subscribe. It would really help the channel, and it'll also help when we drop videos. And, don't you always want to be caught up with us and listening to us every single day? I know you do. So, Thank you very much. I will talk to you guys next time on the Lyons Den, and be on the lookout for the next episode of The Memo.